what we see every day from the car window, going to work or observe through the illuminator of the airliner. Flying over the city, this is our familiar from childhood world. But the Earth is not even a grain of sand, an atom in the boundless universe. Although why do we talk about it in the singular? Spend time with the Hubble channel and learn about your global home. The endless and mysterious universe. Hubble. Space. A very inhospitable place, especially for such a fragile creature as a person. Even being on the ground, we are at risk of burning at temperatures above 70 degrees or freezing at the same indicators with a minus sign. What can we say about the vacuum? Which is absolutely not intended for people to be in it without special equipment. If discussing moments related to the universe, then there are more questions than answers. Firstly, for more than a decade, scientists have been arguing about how it appeared. The most popular hypothesis today is the notorious Big Bang, on the fragments of which we live. Just imagine, the explosion occurred instantly from a single point, called in the scientific world a singularity point. This is a strange place with infinite temperature, density, and the laws of physics known to mankind do not work there. Its scale can be judged by the fact that the consequences of the explosion that occurred more than 14 billion years ago are still felt today. According to observations by the Hubble telescope, galaxies are still moving away from each other. That is, the universe is still expanding. What is beyond the universe? Question. Considering that humanity knows practically nothing about it, but still we will try to answer it. The most popular theory is about the so-called inflation. That is, our universe is not exclusive at all. On the contrary, there are an infinite number of other formations next to it. They can be larger or smaller, contain life or be absolutely dead. For example, in one of them a monstrously large ocean can splash. In another, strange creatures similar to unicorns live. In the third, the laws of physics familiar to us will acquire a different meaning. For example, gravity in another universe will not attract, only repel. There can be many options, and the number of such formations can be more than a googol. A googol is a number denoting 10 to the 100th power, that is, 10 with 100 zeros. But here's the paradox. For each inhabitant of these lives can be very similar, but with a different ending. For example, exactly the same Earth in another universe will shrink to the state of a black hole or on the same planet as ours. But only in another world, communism has already arrived and people are still skipping demonstrations. Eating sausage for 2 rubles 20 kopecks. Perhaps, somewhere in universe number 10 to the 150th power. Your absolute double is now watching the insanely popular Hubble channel is surprised by the circumstance that he can have a clone. It is noteworthy that when the number of inflationary universes reaches googolplex, this is 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 10, then the histories of the development of worlds will inevitably begin to repeat themselves. Therefore, the presence of their own clones, according to quantum theory, an inhabitant of the infinite. Or maybe it collapsed under the influence of gravity into its primary singular state. How will completely different physical laws be mutually assimilated? Here is a strange, somewhat paradoxical example. What does the number 355 have in common with the centaur's dream? Or find at least one similarity between the color purple and anthrax. Such examples can be given endlessly. But the goal of this process is one, understanding how diametrically opposed the world can be, having violated the boundaries of ours. Be that as it may, so far we are not even able to see the boundaries of our own universe, although If we assume that it has the shape of a sphere, then this will never happen. For us, the universe is limited by the boundary of 14 billion light-years. This is the distance that the legendary telescope sees. Be with the Hubble channel and learn about the mysterious processes that have happened or are taking place in the future, about unknown planets and worlds. We keep our finger on the pulse of the universe. Join us.